Hi, you guys. This is Yarn Hellions, episode 25. I realized on the way home from recording our last episode that we never said who we are or what we do.
No, you should know by now.
Yeah. So, but just in case you're new here, I'm Christine Parker of Christine Parker Co. I'm a knitting designer and I make stuff with swear words on it. This is Sarah Flynn of Superfine Yarn Co. She's a yarn dyer. We're both from Cleveland. And this is our podcast and we're happy you're here. We're going to talk about yarn stash today. We're going to show you some of our favorite stash yarn, and then in the next episode we're going to talk about stash organization and storage and all that good stuff. But first, shall we catch up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Do you have any fun news or tidbits?
I just wanted to remind people that Wild and Woolly is going to be February 12th, Saturday. Which is just in 2 weeks.
Okay.
At the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds in Berea. That's where we met, actually.
Oh, yeah. Was it really? Oh, yeah. It was that show.
2018?
Yeah.
So it's a nice show. I put up a post last week tagging all of my dyer buddies that are going to be there. So please come and join us, and I'm really happy to see you there.
It's indoors, right?
Indoors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. When I met you, when I went, it was so crowded. There were so many people. It was hard for a while. It was hard to walk around.
Yeah. I think it's more spread out. I'm not sure if they have more than one building this year. Maybe not, because not everyone signed up. So
yeah.
But yeah.
It was a good show. There were a lot of cool dyers, a lot of cool yarn.
Yay.
Anything else? I honestly I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Anything new. I was gonna
cut up a bunch last time.
I
think. Yeah.
We could talk about snow. How we're supposed to get a crap ton more snow.
Oh my gosh, we already have a bunch.
There's 2 feet of snow at my house, and it just keeps coming.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're taping on a Tuesday. We're supposed to get a big storm Wednesday night. So
I'm gonna hunker down.
Yeah. I've got food in the house.
Yeah.
Knitting.
That's all you need. That's it.
I know. It'd be nice if I'd be able to dye, but I have enough to twist, so I can work on
okay.
that, so.
How far do you live from your studio?
10, 15. It's
okay, that's not bad, yeah.
I'm not going in a snowstorm.
No, yes, that would be treacherous.
Oh, I've got one more. It's kind of a yarn thing, but I kind of want to talk about it first, too, is I got my little postcards I'm going to send to yarn shops advertising my monthly box.
Cute.
Which instead of the big one and the little one, I got a lot of feedback that said, just checking it out, that they really like DK weight. So I switched. It's a little 6-pack box, and I'm sending out my February ones actually tomorrow. So yeah. So it's on my site if you know any yarn shops that might be interested. And I'm going to send these out. I have all my little addresses ready. So I'm hoping to get a bunch of shops on board now that I've got it all. The subscription thing is kind of a pain, get the app set up. And so work with the website. So that's all said and done. And so yeah, that's my new promotion.
Cute.
So yeah. And then a quilting shop in Northeast Ohio contacted me, and they want to carry my yarn.
Cool.
Really cool. They got a knitting instructor, and she knew my yarn. So
nice.
I'm just started to talk to them. So once I get in there, I'll let you guys know.
Cool.
But that's it.
What's the quilting shop?
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Are you allowed to say?
Let me wait till it's official.
Okay.
Just because we just started emailing.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So show me something in your stash.
Okay. So for this episode, we're just we pulled a bunch of skeins out of our own personal stashes to show you some cool yarn dyers and some different yarns that we love. And so I brought way more than I was supposed to. I said, let's each do 3. Well, I have 7. I'm not going to talk about all of them, I don't think. I think I want to only talk about, I don't know. So I have, let me think.
A nice little palette.
I know, I had grabbed a bunch of, so okay, let's look at what all I have. I have some indie dyers, and I have, this one is hedgehog fibers, sock yarn, and I've had it forever, and I just I don't know what to do with it because it's like this really pretty, it's like lavender and periwinkle.
Periwinkle is the Pantone color of 2022. So you're very on trend.
But then it's also got this like
Yellow?
taupey, greenish,
Very
mossy color. I don't know. Can you see it? So yeah, I've had this for a long time. I grabbed it just, when you're like, I have that rule where I'm like, oh my God, if a yarn makes me go, oh, I have to buy it. So I'll just, occasionally buy one skein. And then I'm like, why did I buy one skein? I don't know what to do with it. So if you have any suggestions for this one, that's hedgehog fibers. Here's another purple one. This one is an Ohio dyer. This one is Loopy Luna Fibers. Heather is based in Columbus. And actually her parents live like down the street from me. She like grew up in my neighborhood, we found out. So this is an older color. I think I got a year or two ago maybe that was she had like a set of neon colors and I bought the mini skeins, but then this purple was like, it made my eyes so happy. It's like purple with fuchsia in it and like a little bit like lighter pink. Yeah, maybe I could combine them.
I think you could.
Yeah.
Stripe them? That'd be nice.
Yeah. So, but anyway, if you don't follow Heather yet, you should follow her. She's Loopy Luna Fibers on Instagram and she's a lovely human. This colorway is called Party Pants. So that's that. I don't know. You want to show me one?
Sure. My aunt got me this cute one.
What?
Look at this. I know. Like, how cute is that?
That's so fun.
I know. So it's oh my gosh. It says the Alpaca Yarn Company. So one is Halo, which is Surrey alpaca nylon.
Mm-hmm.
And they're each one is 100 grams and one is 25. So yeah, the Surrey alpaca is 25 grams. Mm-hmm. And then there's it's actually alpaca and tencel is the other one.
It's really soft. What is the brand?
It's oh my gosh,
is it Kindred Spirits?
It's Kindred Spirits or if it's the Alpaca Yarn Company. Now that we'll put it on, I'll double check. I think maybe that's the colorway.
Oh, right, because they're Kindred Spirits because it's two types of yarn that work together.
Oh, okay, so it is Alpaca Yarn Company. Okay. So we'll put the link in there. But
that's
I thought this was so cool. If I get it close, it's pretty fuzzy.
I love how they're braided together. That's blowing my mind.
It's really, really cool.
Do you have any idea what you want to make with it? I know, it's so hard.
I'm just like, it's so pretty. It's hard to take it apart.
Yeah, you could just like...
hang it up.
Yeah, like a wall hanging. Are you smelling all my yarn? Probably all of it smells like my doggies. She keeps sniffing this little doggy cowl that I made for Dottie. I'll talk about this in a little bit. Here, do you want to just have a good sniff?
There we go.
I've always liked worsted weight yarn, but I've been really into like DK and like the heavier weight yarns. And like you said, it seems like people are more interested in DK now. And so I pulled a couple of, these are both worsted, but they're like, I feel like we talk about like fancy, expensive, indie dyed, indie spun, whatever, and that's fine. All that yarn is beautiful and wonderful, but there's also something to be said for cheap stuff. So I brought two of my favorite types of like more inexpensive yarn. I wouldn't call them, it's like not Red Heart. Like these are nicer than a little bit nicer than that, but they're still like, okay. So I've got Malabrigo worsted, which is merino. It's 100% merino wool. But it's not super wash. That's the only thing I don't like about it. You have to be really careful. And then the other one is Barocco Vintage, which is a blend. It's 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon. But it's pretty soft for a blend. And I like this one because it comes in a crap ton of colors. And it's like $9 for 100-gram skein, which is pretty good. So this one's good for, it's washable, but I don't think you're not supposed to dry it. Like, you're supposed to lay it flat to dry. But I just saw they came out with a baby version that is dryable. I haven't tried it. But it comes in bulky, worsted, and I believe DK. So I've seen it at like a lot of yarn shops, local yarn shops will have it. And I've seen it on like Jimmy Bean's Wool, and the Webb's yarn store has it. And then this Malabrigo one, I don't know if I'm showing these off. This color is called, it's Dove. I like Dove Gray, I think. It's just a gray. I like to stock up on these because like I said, they're cheap, and they're, you can like whip up a hat for a gift or whatever. And then the Malabrigo worsted, I love this one because it's got that, it's like, I don't know, it just looks good, because it's like, I don't know, kettle dyed or something. Yeah, kettle dyed pure merino wool, and it's got those like color kind of inconsistencies, and I don't know, it knits up really nice, and it's really soft because it's merino. So these are good if you're looking for like an inexpensive worsted or heavier weight yarn. These are good.
I got it's a DK sock. It's not a kit, but you can like mix and match. So it's woolens and nosh, which I heard about on Grocery Girls because they were doing DK socks. So you can like pick yours to go with it. So it's 100% merino, 100 grams, 50 grams. So that got plenty to do for socks.
Multicolored one is super fun.
I know. So
is it self-striping or is it just...
It's self-striping.
Oh, okay.
So,
ooh, nice. That's fun.
I'm excited about this, yeah.
DK weight socks, I have never made them, but I made a worsted weight pair one time that were really, really cozy and comfy, and I wear them all the time. They're faster than...
weight.
Yeah. I don't know. I have two more. I guess I'll just talk about it. Yeah, this one's Stitched Together. Do you guys know Stitched Together Studio? Totally awesome. This was the January 2021 colorway, and it made me go, so I bought 2 skeins of it. But I still have it because I'm like I love it so much, I don't want to use it. Do you guys have special yarns like that? Where you're like, you just like periodically take it out and look at it and pet it and then put it away? I don't know what I could make with this. I'd love to have like a sweater or a really big shawl or, but this is so anyway, Stitched Together Studio is rad yarn for rebels. I mean, come on, that's just so awesome. This is the Stitch Smooth Sock, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. I really love sock yarn, even though I never make socks. Like, I just like how it feels and like the twist I like, when it's like smooth like that, as opposed to like a really plied yarn or like single ply yarn. I don't super love, even though I have one in my hands. Stitched Together has tons of awesome colorways. Let me show you this one. It's the January 2021 colorway, and it's the Pantone 2021 colors, which was like a gray and a bright yellow or something. Yeah, I love it. You have more? Show me another one.
Yeah. I got Black Cat fibers.
Ooh.
I know, and this is DK too.
Is Black Cat local? No, Laughing Cat is local. Laughing Cat fibers.
Right. Yeah. Black Cat is different. And they were at a show. I bought this at a show, but I'm right now not remembering which one. But I love that there's like the pink, there's the speckle part, and then there's purple.
That's fun. Is it DK?
It's DK.
Yeah. I'm like slowly. So one of the things I want to talk about in our next episode is like more about stash and like organization or whatever. But I'm curious whether you and they are you more interested in stash acquisition or stash busting? I personally like feel like I I feel like I have too much yarn and also not enough yarn. Yeah,
yarn for specific things you want.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I never have the quantity of yarn that I, because I only buy, a lot of times I'll just buy single skeins, and then I have to like find ones that I can mix and match. And sometimes that's difficult. So then I'll be like, well, I don't have what I need. So then I just end up buying more.
It's like people who say like yarn, like buying yarn and like using it are like two different hobbies entirely.
Yeah. So do you, I don't know, what's it like as a dyer and like having your own yarn? And
It's my stash is weird. So yeah, I really had a bunch, and then brought some to the knitting group at work because I knew I wasn't going to knit it all when I was dyeing and I was trying to make samples. And then like, as I started to go to shows more, I was like, oh, I want to buy, some other stuff there. So, and same thing, like at a show, there's so much selection. You get to like walk around kind of all weekend and get to know people. And then you only are buying stuff that you really like and catches your eye. And now that we've been doing this too, I like to show off people that I like. So now I have, enough of a stash to like display, but I don't really display. It's kind of in bins. So I need some ideas about how to put it out, but not have it look like junky. So I have a little shelf downstairs. So I was thinking I could put some in it, like little like cubbies, and maybe put some of it out, but not all of it.
I never even thought of displaying my yarn. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about all that in our next episode. In fact, I think we're going to try to like take little videos, do little like a tour, stash tour or photos or whatever. And then I can like put them inside the video. We'll do a little bit of fancy editing, see what we can do. So we have a giveaway for this episode. And the question, we like to ask you a question. For the giveaway, we want to know, wait, let me get my notes. It's all about stash. So we're just curious, how do you store your stash? Do you have tips for organization? Do you divide, do you separate your stuff by color or fiber or yarn weight or something else? Do you display it so you can look at it, or do you just hide it under the bed? How do you store and organize your stash? And then the other thing was, are you more interested in acquiring yarn or using up what you have? I think there are many people who often flip back and forth. And then I'm curious about your needle and notion storage too, because I feel like that's a perpetual struggle. Yeah. I don't like the way that I have all my needles stored, and it's really non-organized, and I don't like it. So for the giveaway, tell us all about your stash. We want to hear everything. Anything you want to tell us. You can leave a comment on the YouTube video or Instagram, or does TikTok have messaging?
It does.
Okay, you could message us on TikTok.
Putting a few up there, so come follow us.
And then we have a little prize for you. We'll pick one of the comments for it in the next episode. Will you tell us about this yarn, please?
I bought this a little bit ago for a giveaway. This is Misfit yarn. Colorway Deanna Troy. Star Trek.
Nice.
415 yarns, 75% merino, 25% nylon. So lots of purple.
That's fun.
Pinks, and I bought it because I like it.
Of course.
And then they are in Toledo. I don't think I was supposed to be. They were supposed to be at Great Lakes maybe, and they didn't go. So I'm hoping
Is Great Lakes happening?
It is
this year.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. The only one that's canceled so far is YarnCon in Chicago.
Can they see the little doggy?
No,
she's
just
being
put
really
a pillow
cute
under
her. So we've got a skein of yarn for the giveaway, and then a viewer and fan, Margot, thank you. We love you. She sent me, she had a bunch of pins that she received as I think freebies or something with a pattern purchase or a yarn purchase. So these are from Expression Fiber Arts. There's a couple, I've got some springy enamel pins for you. There's 3 of them. And they're all like yarn based. The first one is like a yarn flower. There's a yarn ball in the center, and then the stem is like the tail of the yarn. So there's that one. And then there's a little sheep wearing a flower crown. It's really cute. And the last one is like a nature scene where the sun coming up over the horizon is a ball of yarn. So those will be part of the giveaway too. So if you would like to win some yarn and some pins, leave a comment.
And continental United States too, because I hate to say like other shipping is kind of pricey.
Oh, yeah,
so.
Please, yes.
I wish we could send them everywhere.
I know.
Yeah.
I did a giveaway for Instagram a couple weeks ago, and I like picked and announced the winners before it occurred to me to check addresses. And so the winner who like won the big prize, she was in New Zealand, and it cost $40 to send this. Like, it was a small package to send it to New Zealand.
Yeah. And we've had winners outside the US before, but now it's like really, the shipping is just out of control.
I don't know why. It's like bananas. So yeah, if US only, please. We love you.
I know in the yarn dyer forum, people were having trouble with like Australia.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it'll even say like it won't ship it.
Yeah, I know several people who are like, I'm not shipping to that area, like New Zealand and Australia right now, because it's so expensive, and I don't know.
So yeah, comment, and we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
We haven't done a giveaway in
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Do you have any projects you've been working on?
I wanted to talk about 1 or 2 of them. I'm gonna bump her up on a pillow because you can't see her.
So cute.
Yeah, you should be in the shot, girl. Put this underneath. She's trying to get back up.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing? I'm gonna be the princess of.
Oh, because it's heated. She's got a heating pad.
Oh yes, this is her thing. Now you can be up
there we
in the mix.
Oh, totally.
All right, girl. Now you can sleep and do your stuff.
We won't bother you anymore.
Maybe. Okay, so I talked about this one before, and it's like, this is Rose
Apothecary?
Can never say it. I feel like I usually can say words, and that one never.
The one that for me gets me every time is
I want to say apothecary.
Apothecary. That's right.
Maybe just because I heard you say it.
Yeah, the P comes first. Apothecary. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
not a thopicary.
Apothecary. It's a horrible word, and every time I'm like, I'm gonna talk about this, I like dread saying it, and then I freeze. So anyway, what's your word?
Vigilant. Or is it vigilant?
Vigilant. Gotcha.
It's vigilant, right? Like
And then I'm vigilante. A really good speller, but there's like one easy word I miss every time on spell. It's not different, but it's something like that that's like kind of easy, and I should know after all of this time. So
English is weird.
It's this is Fangirl Fiber DK weight alpaca, and it's so lovely to work with. And then the pattern is just it's kind of an easy pattern, which is awesome, and which I wanted for my brain. But I think because I don't know, it's just taking a while. So
it's a lot of garter stitch.
I started fussing around up here and doing my own thing. So and then I was hoping if I put some eyelets in, maybe that would like make it like stretch. Like, I'm trying to think of ways to like, how can I make it like go a little faster?
Yeah.
And make more like, so I don't know.
Stockinette will go faster than garter stitch.
Okay.
Because the way like the garter stitch stitches, they like hook into each other, whereas in stockinette they like sit on top
and they're like longer.
They're longer, yeah.
I think you said that last time, and I was like, I'm not getting anywhere. Like, this really isn't very long for the amount of time I've put into it. And of course it was getting wider, but so yeah, I've just been fussing around with that. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm with this order I'm working on, which I probably won't have done for another 3 weeks. There's just not a ton of the time. No, everything else is just like I did have a pair of socks I was working on, but they're at work because I was working on them at lunch. So yeah, I don't have much to report. How about you?
Yeah, I've not been knitting much either. It feels like I'm not knitting anything, but I did make a little project. So my grandma Dottie is cold all the time. My new doggie. So I made her this little cowl, this little dog cowl, and she hates it. She did not want to wear it. I got it on her. She's really good about wearing clothes and putting her little sweaters on, because she, this one, she's got to have a sweater on all the time, otherwise she's shivering. Yeah. But this was itchy for her. She kept trying to scratch it, and I'm like, excuse me, that's merino wool. Don't do that. It's I made it with Swish worsted, which is by Knit Picks, and this colorway is called Pucker. And it's 100% superwash merino wool. And it's really soft, and it's very inexpensive, and I have a ton of this in my stash too. And the pattern is, I'm struggling to remember what I want to talk about, and I have notes. Use your notes, Christine. It's the Cold Snap collar by Plucky Knitter. So it's got little cables in it. I don't even like knitting cables, but I knit this in 2 days, because it's little and it's and I'm like, ooh, I'll make one for Phyllis too, but Phyllis doesn't have a neck. Her ears just sit on her shoulders. There'd be nowhere for it to go. You want to try it on, Ripley?
She should. Here. Boop, boop. Boop. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. It's so cute.
It fits you perfect.
I think she'll love it going outside. I think right now she'll be like, what is going on? But this is great.
You like it? You like it? Or are you leaving?
She's like, I'm out. Come here.
What a good girl.
You're sliding off.
Well, if you'll wear it, you can have it, because it was fun to make. But my little dog is wants no part of it. So the Cold Snap cowl, it comes in, the pattern it's a free pattern, and it comes in 3 different sizes. I made, I think, the medium.
This is
size.
super adorable.
Yeah.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I keep meaning to knit stuff for you. I even downloaded a dog sweater. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I thought about doing a dog sweater. Your dogs are normal dog shaped. Mine are they have those, especially Phyllis. Her body is so strange. But they have those big barrel chests and, little tiny waist, and they're just odd shaped. So I frequently, I can't just go to PetSmart and get them a sweater. I have to have when I had Frenchies, we'd have to buy special Frenchie sweaters that are built for Frenchies, because they're just the proportions are different. But you look normal shaped. So I did make that.
That's awesome.
Do you have any other projects? No. Okay. I have one more.
I was organizing my whips, so I was kind of getting them back into bags and finding the patterns again. Oh, tossed around.
A couple episodes ago, it must have been our December episode, I shared this when it was a full skein. It's a scrappy magic scrappy ball that my friend Anna made for me and sent me when I had surgery, where she just took a bunch of scraps from her stash and tied them together with the magic knot, and then wound it up into a ball, and then you've got this awesome scrap ball. So I had seen she made a granny triangle shawl with this beautiful sock yarn, and I was like, oh my god, that's totally what I'm gonna make too. So I started my granny shawl, and my favorite, it's just if you've ever made a granny square, it's just that, except only half of it, and that's how you get this, the triangle shape. There's tons of free patterns, but it's just so nice to it's mindless. This it's like granny squares, I feel are the stockinette of crochet. It's just, it's mostly mindless. I don't really have to look at it. There's no counting. And it's so fun to like see the color change. I'm like, oh, because I don't know what's in here. I'm like, what's the next color going to be? Like, that's really exciting. And it's crochet, so it works up really fast. So I think the ball she gave me was, I think she said like 150 grams, something like that. So, but crochet uses so much more yarn. I think I'm gonna have to end up adding my own. Yeah. So I've been like thinking like, ooh, what little balls do I have in my stash that I can add to this project. So, and the other thing that's nice is like I don't have to like making a scrappy ball for myself would be torture because I'd be like, oh my God, what color do I have to do next? Yeah, like it's just, do that too. Yeah. So having someone else have like curated this color palette or whatever for me has been very relaxing. And,
or you'll like second guess it later. Be like,
yeah, should I cut it apart and, tie in something else? No, just let it happen.
Go with it.
Yeah. So thank you, Anna. This has been really, I don't know if she watches this podcast, but it was a really thoughtful gift. She sent me a nice care package after my surgery. Do you have any super fine coat? Your thing. Do you have any super fine yarn coat yarn?
Yes, I do.
To share?
I have one that I'm going to have at Wild and Woolly, which was a mistake. I got a special order for Surrey alpaca, and I didn't have any in stock, so I just went on really quick, ordered it. Got the wrong blend of Surrey alpaca, which was like the silkier kind. It's not as like crazy fluffy as the one I got. But feel this. So I didn't return it. I just dyed it up as like a special batch. It's like feels just like silk.
It's really nice,
but it's really pretty. So it's like these kind of watercolor colors, and that's going to be my special Wild and Woolly color.
Oh,
and I'm just gonna. It's not like a regular base. I'm just going to slap like a little extra sticker on there and
perfect.
See if anyone wants it. But yeah, it's a lace weight. But it was so fun to dye. And I don't need extra. I need to don't need extra bases. So I'm not adding it as an extra base. But
happy accident.
I know.
It's really soft. And it's got like it's almost shiny. It's got like a sheen to it. Yeah. It's nice.
So I'm really happy about that.
I know. I want to like rub it on.
So, and I haven't. Oh, you can. I haven't named it yet. I guess I could just name it. Wow, but so that's that. And then I have two colors to talk about. One I got one for you too. One's Quasar. So this is
pretty,
isn't it? It's just like multi blues and greens. It's on Entice sock, which is my 80/20. There's a little bit of gray, like light, like almost slate bluish gray in there too. So this is a really nice one. And I think I've got like 4 or 5 of these. So if you need it for...
And this will be on your website?
This is on my website.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
And then one I was looking at, like, I really like this, is the Kidsilk one, but this is called Leaf. And so really like kind of like delicate greens. It just feels like kind of fresh.
It's very springy.
Yeah.
What is the difference between... I always forget. This one
is instead of alpaca, it's Kidsilk is goat.
Okay. So the Kidsilk is goat, and then the
goat and silk, and then
Surrey alpaca is alpaca and silk.
Yeah,
got it. But they both have that sort of that like fluffy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, and both lace weight. And yeah, some people, if you haven't done Kidsilk, some people say like next to their skin, like it's just because it's like a little fuzzy. Sometimes people get irritated by that. And so I know a lot of people, like Kidsilk doesn't do that as much. And then some people don't like, fuzzy things much at all. So it's just up to your preference. But just up to what you like.
Yeah. I bought a skein of the Surrey, I think it's a Surrey alpaca from you a couple months ago.
Oh,
and I'm like...
Did you buy it at the open house?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm like, I see it in my stash all the time, and I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. Like, I really want to just hold it together with something. And I couldn't, haven't been able to figure out what to hold it together with. And just now I'm thinking, ooh, that might be pretty with this. I need to see them together.
Was it like the multi?
I think so. It was like a watercolor. Watercolor looking one. That might be pretty. I have to see them together. So I don't have any new merch or anything yet because I just had a big shop update a couple weeks ago. But I do have Flare Club stuff. So it is now February. And I think I showed the sticker off, the February sticker last time. But now we are in February, so if you sign up for a mail rewards tier, you will get this flare in your mail in March. So it's the February design is the purple blowfish, and he says back off because he's antisocial and he's real mad about it. But I got the pins in the mail yesterday, and they turned out really cute. So there's the purple pin. They're real pokey and
selling point.
Yeah. I like what, so like I always order the stickers are always 3 inches and the pins are 1.5 inches. And like, it's not like 1.5 inches square. It's just, you get 1.5 inches, whatever the longest measurement is. So if you have like for example, this pin is also 1.5 inches, I believe. But it looks so much smaller because I don't know, something about like doing empty the round. Space. Yeah, there's so much empty space that it just looks long and skinny and small, but it's the same. So I always like when I can do rounder designs because I feel like you get so much more pin or sticker. So those are for February. Later this week, we're going to be voting on the March design color scheme. So I can't remember when I'm posting that, but it's the introverted hermit crab, and that's my sorry,
someone is daring to walk by.
I don't know what they think they're doing. So yeah, that'll be for March. If you're a patron, go ahead and vote. It should be up by the time this episode comes out. But yeah, that's all I got for merch. Books? You read anything good lately?
I really did.
Tell me everything.
This has been on my list, and I've seen it on other things, and didn't put it together in my head that it's the author of another book I've loved, which was Daisy Jones and the Six, which I did on audio, and it had an ensemble audio cast. It had Jennifer Beals, Benjamin Bratt, and it was like if you picture like Fleetwood Mac or like it was like,
you talked about that book on this.
Episode. Taylor Jenkins Reid, loved it. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which, can you read this freaking cover? She was a movie star in 50s, 60s, like, so I downloaded this maybe 3 days. I listened to it in 2 days. And it was one of my like big dying, like kind of rinsing days here, but it's so good. And you can't talk about it much unless because you give too much stuff away. Pretty much, she's in her 80s and she calls it like almost like a Vanity Fair and says, I want you to send someone to my house I want to, tell them things about my life. And so they send someone over. So it's kind of goes back and forth from her telling her about her life and things that no one knew about her life to her like back talking about like as it was happening.
Dual timeline. I love that.
And it's just like she knew she wanted to get out of where she was, grew up without very much, and married a guy just to get to Hollywood because she knew it was kind of like her only way like out of town, and starts hanging out at like a diner where she knows like actors or producers or extras might hang out to kind of get jobs, and just like starts off that way and like climbs the ladder. And there's so many charming things about this that I just can't tell you. So I was just thrilled with it. So I'm like, that's why I've seen this book all over, because it's really that good.
I didn't realize that was the author of Daisy Jones and the Six.
And then I had on my list too Malibu Rising, which is her other book. So now I should be getting that pretty soon. And yeah, just and over like I think her first movie, or she moved, like starts in like 53 and then goes through like the 70s, 80s, and then like more present day for the interview.
Fun.
It's great.
Let me just add that to my list.
Please do, because it was great.
I think for one of the book challenges I'm doing, one of the prompts is read a book about like a musician or something, like a musical group or something like that. So I need to read Daisy Jones and the Six. I think that's the one I'm going to read for that.
And that's a show. It's going to be a show, so hopefully they do it right. But
I forgot to get pictures for all of my titles, so I'll just tell you about them and then I can flash photos up on the screen. So Devin and I have been, my husband Devin and I have been listening to Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Perhaps you've heard of it. Oh my God, we finished it not last night, but the night before. It was so good.
And it's hard to talk about it without like spoiling too.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, yeah, you can. It's a space travel book, and I don't even know how to explain it without like you can't. It's fucking good. Just trust me. Even if science fiction is like not your thing and you're not interested in space, like just go, please read it. Did you read it with your eyes or your ears?
Eyes.
Ah, okay. We listened to the audio, and the audiobook is phenomenal. The narrator, like he was really good at doing the voices and the accents. And yeah, he was
I
just
actually kind of want to go back and listen to it now.
Oh, you should.
Okay.
It was really
well,
good.
I think the thing like that's interesting is like that he wakes up and he has no idea. Like at the beginning when he wakes up on the spaceship, he's alone and there's a machine like tending to him and he doesn't remember why he's there. Yeah. And then things start happening. But did you watch or read The Martian? I
did, yes. Yeah. I believe we listened to the audiobook first and then we watched the movie.
So if you like that,
also really good.
This is And then I hate to say the middle book is
Artemis.
Yeah, and I mean,
I heard it was okay.
It's okay. And Rosario Dawson reads it. I did do that on audio, and for some reason, just didn't grab me as much as the other two.
Yeah.
But
did you like The Martian or Project Hail Mary better?
Boy, it's tough.
It's hard. I know.
I like both of them. I can't.
Yeah.
It's hard because The Martian, now I have like Matt Damon in my head and I have all of like that extra like added to it. So, but I love Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, they're good books. Even if, like I said, if science fiction's not your genre.
It's more about like,
the character development and the dialogue is really good and the descriptions of, setting and all that
and
stuff. Like it's really interesting.
Like a math or physics person or anything like that. My brain just doesn't work that way. Like to have that you're in space and you need to like figure out how you're going to live.
Yes.
By doing math.
Right.
Is amazing.
First of all, I would never be in space because I'm never going to space. Never. I don't ever want to do that. I can't. It's so like just thinking about the black like void. Like I'm like, why do people want to do that? It's crazy to me. So no, I will not be going to space. Devin's like, because he's an engineer and he works on like aerospace projects. He's done stuff for like SpaceX and whatever. And he's like, what do you mean you don't want to go to space? I'm like, listen, I'm going to stay right here on the Earth with gravity and I'm fine. Thank you.
I have another one that was good that I did on audio as well. I've been doing so much audio. The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave, which is a mystery, and I had heard it was good, and it was. And Evelyn Hugo just kind of eclipsed it because it's more recent. But so I'll just give you like the beginning, which she it was interesting because she was a wood turner, so I didn't know much about wood turning. So so that's what she did professionally, and she met a guy who had a daughter, so they got married. They live on this houseboat in California, and the daughter's in high school and been happy maybe like 5 years, and someone knocks on the door and it's this kid, and they said, oh, your husband told me to give you this note. She was like, this is weird. And it says, all it says is scribbled out, and it says, protect her. And she's like, whoa, this is weird. This is a prank. She can't figure it out. Goes to pick up the daughter from school. The daughter comes in, and I don't want to ruin too much, but like comes in, and she has a note from the dad. And it looks like he was working for this big tech firm. It was almost like the Theranos thing, like they were hyping up what they had when they didn't have the software to back it up. So they were pretty much like defrauding their investors.
Oh, okay.
He skips town, but then like she obviously she's so upset that he's gone. She doesn't know what's happening. She doesn't know why she needs to protect the daughter. And then like U.S. Marshal shows up at the house and is trying to like kind of get information from her, but trying to like warn her about like the steps she should be taking. She should get a lawyer. She should do this. Then FBI comes. They're threatening her with other stuff, and she should do this. And she's like smart and tough, and she and the stepdaughter had like a tough relationship, so they have to like work together to get through this. Anyway, it was good.
Dad, damn it. You can't just bail. That's shitty.
Ooh. But you find out so much more.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
That's fun.
I want to live in a houseboat in California.
I know.
That sounds cool. So I've been doing these, one of them is the Book Riot Read Harder Challenge, and they give you like 24 prompts to help you like get out of your reading comfort zone. So I don't remember which prompt it was, but it was something like read an adventure story written by a person of color. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I read Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I'll show you. Oops. I didn't download any of my covers because I'm a slacker. But I will show Sarah. It's the best freaking cover.
I've seen this cover.
It's so beautiful.
I was kind of picturing it, yeah.
It's like sci-fi meets fantasy meets historical, like mythology kind of stuff, and it's set in like a fictional like I guess South America, but like pre-colonial South America before the Americas were colonized. So like there's like aspects of like Inca and Aztec, and I don't think it's like not specifically those cultures, but this author like pulled different like mythological stories and like the magic and things like from those cultures and religions. And man, this book, like even aside from like all of that, like, which is very interesting, it was just the characters are so fascinating, and everyone is like, it's almost like a Game of Thrones sort of plot where there's like these different people in power, and they're all traveling towards this point in time called the convergence, which is when it's an eclipse. So like the moon comes between the earth and the sun, and it's prophesized that there's like going to be this like major historical event, and the power is going to shift, and there's going to be magic and shit, and it's all crazy. And so like each chapter is a different powerful person, and they're all like hurtling towards this event. It's just like a timeline of getting closer and closer to the convergence, and you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen? Who's going to win? Like who's going to be in power? So there's like the crow, the carrion crow, not cult, sect? No. There's like, so one of the cities in this like made up universe is has a bunch of different factions, and there's the carrion crow and the golden eagle and the water strider and the winged serpent. And so they're like all sort of fighting for power, but like trying to work together. And you're like, I don't know, you're not really sure what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but it's really, really good, I promise. I would never recommend a book that sucked. unless it was hilarious. What were you going to say?
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, just, I don't know. I think I used up all my brain power and I'm not giving this book justice. But like, just look at the cover. Just look at it. It's so good. And what was cool about this, and the reason I really like the Read Harder challenge, is because this is never a book that I would probably pick up on my own. Yeah, it's, I like fantasy, but it's not my most favorite ever genre. And I really like, it's so fun and interesting and like mind growing to like read perspectives that are different than your own. Like, I would be fine if I never read another white person ever again, because it's so saturated, the like book market. So go check out Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, and then you can check out the second book in the series in April. I'm so excited, and I think it's gonna be a show or a movie too. Very exciting. Do you have anything else? Any other books? Okay,
I have one which Married to the Mobster.
Ooh.
Leighton Greene.
Ooh.
I know. Oh my gosh. It's dark. It's like a dark romance. Starts out in the club, kind of a party boy. Doesn't like have a lot of responsibilities, just kind of floating through life. And he walks in the club and he is like instantly like drawn to him, and they have like an attraction, and he walks in with like some muscle, so he knows like something is going on. Later he like goes out in the alley, and he had gotten jumped in the alley, was in a really bad way, and he tells him, he's like laying on the ground, he's like, run, they're gonna come back, like just get out, don't help me, you know, don't get mixed up in this. And he stays and he helps him.
Aww.
And gets him like to safety, and he was like, don't bring me to a hospital, just, you know. So then kind of like have a like super fun night, and then don't see each other for a little while. And then there's some mobster stuff he is mixed up in, and they have to bring in this like some other faction like brings in a hostage. So he has to like on the spot like figure out how he's gonna like save him, because he'd saved his life.
Yeah.
And then they get married.
Oh, that cover is giving me feelings.
So marriage of convenience kind of, which is great because there's like a twist on it. And yeah, there's so many like good like interesting details with this. Like he's a little rough around the edges, so like he'll wear like real shiny like mobster like cheap suits. He hates that, so like he's like, I'm buying you like suits, like this is how you should be looking, you know. It's because he wants to like rise up in the ranks. And so anyway, it's just,
that looks like a fun book.
I hate to say it's because it is dark, so just warning, there's, you know, beatings, there's murder, there's, you know, but it's a romance, so you know how it ends.
Happy ending.
Yeah,
good.
And there's 2 or 3 of them. So
nice. So like that's your genre now, it seems like.
Yeah,
mob.
I love it. It's like a little dangerous, but not like graphic, but enough that like it makes everything else like.
I have another book that I was going to talk about, but I'm like, my brain.
You're fine.
I feel like I butchered that last one, so I'll save it for another time. But I want to hear about your hat that you're wearing. Oh
my gosh,
you never said anything.
This is old and I don't know.
Okay. Never mind then.
We can put it in the show notes because I don't know.
Turn your head a little bit.
Yeah, it's just got like a little, it's is it tin can knit?
I was gonna say it looks like a tin can knit. It's like one of they're like easy beginner patterns or whatever, where it's got the garter stitch panel. Yeah, I thought it might be that. Is it your yarn?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
fine.
Brain.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay. You guys, remember to leave your comments for the giveaway about your stash. Tell us all about your stash and organization. And then we'll pick a comment in the next episode and send you guys a prize. And then please subscribe if you like what we're doing and you enjoy our episodes. We would super appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram. I think that's it. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you again soon. Bye.